It's good day to brew, baby. What is up, YouTube? It's one Millsy. Back with Hometown Commander, back for another episode of Millsy Brews, the show where I brew my version 1.0 deck list of the commander in front of us in my quest to brew the magic world. You know the model, baby. It's ABB, always be brewing. And that's what we're back to do here today. The deck list is going to be down in the description for you below, so I'd really appreciate it if you could interact with the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Consider checking the links in the description. The Discord's live. Mikey and I in there chatting. Those I just released my Millsy Brews merch. I'd appreciate if you could check it out. But today, we're doing a re-record on Go-Shintai. I released this one last week, and the audio just wasn't up to par. You guys let me know. So we're here to do it again. Fresh shot at it, and we'll see if we can make this one better. Go-Shintai of Life Origins is a 4-mana 3/4 Shrine Commander. 5 Wooburg to tap it, to return an enchantment from your graveyard back to the battlefield. Whenever it or another Shrine, non-token Shrine come in, you make a Shrine enchantment creature token. Shrines are enchantments that their effects get better for the more shrines that you have, and Go-Shintai makes it even better by giving you a shrine every time a shrine comes in and just exponentially increasing the way they work. We're an enchantment deck, so we're going to really focus on getting those great Enchantress and Constellation style effects for our shrines coming in. We are in 5 colors, so we do need to make sure that we have the fixing necessary, so we're playing some different mana dorks to do that. We have 5 of our shrines that are going to trigger every upkeep. So in order to make that even better, we're going to play some cards that allow us to take extra upkeeps, and those abilities are very good, so we definitely want to play them. And then I wanted to take inspiration from the 20 Ways to Win Secret Lair that just got released with. Make sure we had at least 1 or 2 more, which we do, but the one I decided to add as another main option was the gate subtype for lands, Maze's End, all that good stuff, so that's in the deck. As well, we are playing Approach of the Second Sun, so just 3 of those other fancy win cons. But let's get in to the deck. I think first we got to show off the shrines, because the shrines are what we care about. There are 16 of them that we could play in the list. 5 Go-Shintais, 5 Hondens, and 6 Sanctums. So the Go-Shintais are all creatures. These are from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. All of the have a very similar ability. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. If you do, it does something, where X is the number of shrines you control. You could see damage to a player or planeswalker, destroy a creature with toughness X or less, player mills X cards, shared purpose, make a spirit for each shrine. So you could see that there's these, varying types of effects. For the Hondens, these are the ones that go off on the upkeep, and there's some pretty cool abilities. 2 life for each shrine you control on Cleansing Fire. Infinite Rage deals damage to a creature or player equal to the number of shrines you control. Life Webs making a spirits. The black one's forcing an opponent to discard for each shrine we control. So just nuking somebody's hand. And then Sanctum of All is kind of the shrine we want the most, because it's 2 really great abilities. At the start of our upkeep, so this is the 6th one that goes off in the start of our upkeep, we could search our library or graveyard for a shrine and put it on the battlefield. But the big thing that Shrine Sanctum, so that's not only great, that's great, but how it makes it even better is if a shrine would go off while we control 6 or more shrines, that ability triggers additional time. Remember that Go-Shintai is making shrine tokens, meaning it makes Sanctum All get even better and go off even sooner. The Sanctums are the shrines from Core 2021, and these are the ones that go off at the start of our first main phase. So Sanctum of Calm Water draws us cards, Fruitful Harvest adds some mana, and Stonefangs, probably one of my favorites, loses our opponent's X life, and we gain X life for X's number of shrines you control. Great ability. That can be punishing for our opponents. But I think like any good enchantment deck, we need to make enchantments matter, and that means a myriad of effects, but mostly Constellation style effects. So Archon of Sun's Graves adds us another way to make tokens as we have our enchantments come in. Remember that the shrine tokens that we make will also trigger Constellation. So Archon of Sun's Graves could actually net us a ton of Pegasi to help us out. Eidolon of Blossoms drawing us a card. So we do need to be a little bit careful with these draw effects, because if we play too many shrines, we might draw a ton of cards. Entity Tracker doesn't have Constellation. It actually has Eerie, which is that Duskmourn version of Constellation. But again, just drawing a card. So it and Eidolon are both going to draw us cards. Setessan Champion, drawing us a card and putting a counter on itself whenever an enchantment comes in. Sith is only on cast that we get to gain a life and draw a card. And then a new one and a scary threat at the same is Fear of Sleep Paralysis, a 6-mana nightmare. It says whenever it or another enchantment enters, we don't have any rooms in the deck, so we don't got to worry about that. Tap up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it. Stun counters can't be removed from permanents your opponent's control, so we potentially just lock down our opponent's creatures And with all these shrine tokens coming in, if we can get this fear sleep paralysis down, I think it's really going to end up hurting our opponents. Zur Eternal Schemer is here to be able to turn our non-token shrines or non-creature shrines into shrine creatures if we want them to, allowing them to have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof, which is pretty cool. It will give the rest of ours that. We'll give all of our shrine tokens Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof, which is a great ability for both blocking and attacking, right? Forcing our opponents to have to deal with them. But being able to turn all of our enchantments into creatures is huge, especially for some of the other enchantments we have in the deck. Boon of the Spirit Realm is another great one because whenever it or another enchantment comes in, you put a blessing counter on it, and all your creatures get bigger for each blessing counter on it. Well, we have all these shrines and shrine tokens that are going to come in, so Boon is going to get big over the course of time. Coffee Unleashed is a one that can do a little bit of friendly fire, but it's going to be nothing but a win for us at the end of the day. Whenever it comes in, you destroy all non-enchantment creatures. So a lot of our creatures are enchantments, but some aren't, so that means that they're going to get destroyed. But whenever it or another enchantment comes in, so it effectively has a Constellation ability. Until end of turn, it becomes a 6/6 Nightmare with Menace and Death Touch. So it can become a big creature every turn that can then get in and hurt our opponents. Enchantress's Presence for some draw. Sphere of Safety to have our opponents have to pay some mana to attack us. And then Sterling Grove, which can protect our enchantments with Shroud. And in a pinch, if we need to target one of our Shrouds, we can actually sacrifice Sterling Grove to go get an enchantment of our choice and put it on top. Or we could just do that anytime, making sure that if we're going to draw something and we need something that's specific, sack it, go get it, put it on top, draw, and take advantage of that. But I think from the last time I brewed Go-Shintai to this time, I think the thing that I needed to learn the most was fixing. There's just going to be times where you don't get the colors you need, and we need to make sure that we're playing enough ways to get access to all of them. And I think the reprint of Bloom Thunder helped us a ton. This is a permanent that can tap permanent of each color among permanents we control, adding up to 5 mana, right? Drought of the Elysian Grove was in the deck before, and it's still an all-star, letting us play an additional land in each turn, but allowing all of our lands to tap basically for any type, because they have every type. Enduring Vitality got that print in Duskborn, and we love it, allowing those shrine tokens to tap for mana, which is huge when it comes to playing more things. February Elder, same thing, tapping for mana of each color among permanents we control. Great, being able to add mana like that. Sanctum Weaver is probably our favorite, adding X mana of any one color, where X is the number of enchantments we control. We get really out of hand and add us a ton of mana. This can also get us access to some infinite mana with things like Freed from the Real and Penance Aura, but we're not going to focus on that here in the presentation. Chromatic Lantern, allowing all of our lands to tap for mana of any color. Elven Course, giving all of our creatures that ability to tap for mana of any color. Laying out of the Guild Pack, definitely something we'd love to see in our opening hand if possible, but if not, it gives each non-land permanent all colors and all of our lands every type. That means that those Bloom Tenders and February Elders will be tapping for all colors right away, right? And then the World Tree coming in tapped. It taps for a green, but if we have 6 or more lands, then all of our lands tap for any color. So that's pretty useful, right, to make sure that we're getting to where we have access to everything. Paradox Haze and Shadow of the Second Sons allow us to take multiple upkeeps. Remember, really important for those Honed-ins and that Sanctum of All. Paradox Haze just says at the beginning of Enchanted player's first upkeep, they get another one. This is untap upkeep and draw. And then Shadow of the Second Son at the end, at the main phase after our combat, so main phase 2, there's an additional beginning phase. So that's pretty cool. Untap, upkeep, and draw. So that's important that you get that extra upkeep, but also get another draw. But the point is, go back, get those honed in effects, get that Sanctum of All effect, and get it going. But we snuck in those gates here at the end because I think they're a fun land type. I think there's a lot of support for them, especially with those new Baldur's Gate gates. But I also kind of wanted to see if I could fit Omo in here. Omo, Queen of Asuga, was the commander of one of those Modern Horizons 3 decks. It says whenever it enters or attacks, you put an everything counter on each of up to 1 target land and 1 target creature. Each land with an everything counter on it has all land types, and each creature on it has all creature types. I will say that Shrine is not a creature type, so we can't take advantage of it that way. But I think the goal is turn all of our non-gate lands into gates so we can really pay off our gate mechanics. Circuitous Root can go get gates. Crop Rotation can go get any land, which could be used to either fix our colors or go get Maze's End to take advantage of our gates win con. If we pay 3 and return it to our hand to go get a gate and put it on the battlefield, and then shuffle, if we control 10 or more gates, then we win the game. So it takes all of our gates, and then Omo may allow us to turn our non-gate lands into gates, right, to help us get to that 10 quicker. But there are some new gates from Baldur's Gate that help a ton. Gone Gate, make sure that those gates come in untapped, which is huge because most of them do come in tapped. And then Baldur's Gate's kind of a Nykthos or a Three Tree City, but for gates. It will just really allow us to take advantage of as many gates as we have. But I've said it before on the show, and I'll say it again. No deck's ever complete. This is my version 1.0 shot at Go-Shintai, and was also my want to rebuild Go-Shintai for myself. So I kind of wanted to update it and give it a shot. And as we go into testing, I think there's some things we can learn. Any Joins Up was a card that I really wanted to get into the deck. I just couldn't find a slot for it. If a triggered ability of a legendary creature you control triggers, that ability triggers additional time. This is a bonkers ability, especially for Go-Shintai. But if we are in the Christmas land world where we turn our shrines into creatures, right, then we're off to the races. I think Any Joins Up makes a ton of sense. I just couldn't find the slot. And I think in testing, I would really try to find a slot for it. Bellow feels really good. Almost all of our shrines are over 4 mana value, or most of them. So we can turn them into creatures on our turn, right? Allowing them to attack and draw, also paying into some of these other synergies. We're also playing other big mana enchantments, right? Bone of the Spirit Realm, that Cacophony Unleash. There's other ones in here. So, I think Bellow could make a ton of sense. The problem was the number just wasn't over half for our total enchantments, but it was for our shrines. The question is, is it worth it? The answer might be yes. We are playing Freed from the Real for Sanctum Weaver specifically, but you do have the option of Penance Aura as well if we want to go more into that Sanctum Weaver infinite mana line. That works really well with Approach of the Second Sun. I didn't hear just because there's enough already going on, right? But it is an option, right? As we take the deck down the line and do some testing and start ironing out the specifics. Beginning in playtest number 1, we're keeping a 4-lander, Plaza Heroes, City of Brass, Fetid Heath, and Heapgate, with Fierce Sleep Paralysis, Decanter of Endless Water, giving us no maximum hand size and then a mana of any color, and then Sanctum Stonefangs. So I was traditionally trying to wait to play our shrines until after we play Go-Shintai so we can get the extra shrine from them. So we'll get Plaza Heroes in here turn 1. So Heapgate isn't like the other gates where it comes in tapped. You just you have to pay 1 into it to get a mana of any color. So if you need a specific color, right, you've got to wait a little bit for it. We'll just get the Heapgate in. I think we're going to look to Decanter next turn. And that way we could play Go-Shintai and get into maybe double shrining, on the next turn, just really getting our shrines. We're also, right now, we're working our way through, we have it with the Plaza for the green. Now we're working our way towards Fierce Sleep Paralysis, right? Getting that down and being a really good spot for us. But I think we just Go-Shintai this turn, make the shrine token, and now we're off to the races. Turn 6, we see Maze's End, so that's great. We could get that started. So the question is, if I do this, I still have 5 mana. I could still double shrine, or get the Fierce Sleep Paralysis down first before I start putting the shrines down. But I think we just Maze's End. I think we go Lost Wisdom and Stonefangs, so that'll get 2 more shrine tokens. Lost Wisdom can mill somebody for the number of shrines, and Stonefangs is our favorite, minus life, and we gain. Right now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So that's minus 6 to each opponent. We gain 6, right? So not a bad ability at all by any means, right? Go-Shintai goes off on the end step. We did actually have enough mana to mill if we wanted to mill somebody for 6. That would be our choice. But here now with 6 mana, with 3 to do the Maze's End. So if we have access to it, we can. 7 mana, though. I like the idea of the Calm Waters to start drawing, and I like the idea of the Vigor, but I also really like the idea of Fierce Sleep Paralysis to get down an 8 going. But I think we'll Calm Waters, get the Shrine, and then I think we'll put the Boundless Vigor down and get the Shrine. So now we're at 5, 8, 10 Shrines. That's brutal there. That's drawing us 10, pitch 1, right? But we have no maximum hand size to the Decanter. We're okay there. So milling for 10, put 10 counters on a Shrine we control. So we could just grow Go-Shintai out of its mind, right? But we used 6 more mana, so we could technically do that. We could put 10 counters on Go-Shintai, start making Go-Shintai a threat if we want to. But the truth is here, you really want to start amassing these shrines so you can get value. So here, the start of our pre-combat main phase, we're nuking for 10, and then we're drawing 10, and if we do, we pitch a card. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we pitch something like Valgovoff's Lair. We were paying a room. I forgot about that. I thought we weren't playing a room. I guess that's on me. But now we got the entire world in our hand. Our Promise can go get some gates as well. Kind of like the idea of just sleep paralysis. Get a get a command tower down, and then I can let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 2 mana left. So we can get the signet down. Have access to something we could crop rotation if we want to. We didn't get an enchantment in this turn, but that's okay. I mean, we still drew a ton, got into some more lands, got into some things for future turns. We could go to end step. We do have enough mana left to grow another shrine. Like Go-Shintai Lost Wisdom's already in the air. You know, we could just go ahead and make it a 10, a 10-14, right, in the air, have it be a threat now, or we could keep growing up the Go-Shintai. But the truth is, now, we're drained for 10. Right, next turn we're going to drain for 7 or 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to drain for 10 again. Right, and this is where that, taking the extra, getting more shrines down really comes in handy. We'll go one more turn. But the truth is, this turn, I think I'm just willing to focus on getting ourselves as much as we can towards another win. Right, so we nuke everybody for 10, we gain 10. That's not 20 total we've done. We draw 10. We could just pitch a land because the truth is that that doesn't matter at this point. At this point, we're trying to keep in for our things. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. I love the idea of Cacophony Unleashed, just wipe the board, but the truth is we just don't then have enough mana to do anything else. I mean, Sanctum of All makes the most sense. This will present lethal with Sanctum of Stonefang next turn unless anybody can stop it, right? So that's 5. Tells me it's like maybe just leave up removal or we could play another shrine. Like, I'd love to leave up something like Boros Charm just to protect the board, leave up Assassin's Trophy, and just kind of move into next turn, maybe it's something like, so that would tap something down. We'd get a shrine, right, which would tap something down. Maybe if we had another cheap shrine, I feel like that would be the answer. Cheapest enchantment I have right now is Weaver Harmony. So I guess I put it in, taps the outs down, leave up Boros Charm, right, to protect the board, and then our opponents are dead on our next turn. 20 there from the same. Well, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 24 off the Sanctum of Stonefangs. And we get to actually search. So when we search, we'll get one, go up to 13. Go-Shintai will make 2 of the shrines. Actually, it would have made 2 of the shrines. So we'd be at what? 15, so that's 30 next turn with the Sanctum of Stonemags, and you can see kind of where Sanctum does a good job at ending the game if you can't affect the board state of shrines. Getting into playtest number 2, we have that ley line in our opening hand to help us fix our mana. So turn 1, we'll just get the Guildgate in tapped. Again, nothing really we can do quite yet there. We'll get the Gone-Gate in, get the Wild Growth on it. Wait there. This turn, now we're up to 4. We can get Go-Shintai in, get the shrine in. I know we have those shrines, but I kind of wanted to wait until we get Go-Shintai down to really take advantage of them. I think we just go decanter Stonefangs here, just to get the extra added mana and the next shrine down, so we've got access to that. Still 4 mana here. Next turn, still at 4 mana. We didn't see any more. We could Sylvan Scrying to go get a land of our choice, right? That could get us at least up another piece. I go get an untapped land that could get me into Shattered Heights this turn. Otherwise, I think it's just Sylvan Scrying plus Weaver of Harmony. Weaver of Harmony can actually double up an enchantment triggered ability, which is great for Go-Shintai or any number of the shrines. Here, I'm thinking we want something that can tap. Well, I guess they're tapping for anything anyway, right? Gone-Gate is the one that makes them all come in untapped. So I guess we would have the 3rd mana if we picked a gate. Someone's Scrying, right, can go get anything. Something like Plaza. It doesn't really matter. The truth is the land's going to be good there anyway. We played the Weaver. Then on this turn, right, so now the Weaver can double up something, 2, 4, 5, 6 mana. Like the Hidden Cruelty. People were losing 5 there that turn because of the Stone Fangs. And then right at the end step, we could potentially destroy something, right, if we wanted to, which doesn't seem like a bad idea to me. And we could actually double it up with Weaver Harmony. Basically getting 2 for 1 with the Go-Shintai, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So creature with toughness 6 or less, we can basically destroy 2 of them. This is where the Weaver comes in handy. You can double this, you could double this. Right. Really, really like that. We'll go one more turn here. A little bit awkward on this one. I think we just Setessan Champion plus Shattered Heights. That's gonna get 2 counters and draws 2. 6. Not bad. I mean, we could leave up the Weaver just in case, but same thing. Got this that turn, and now we have the Sanctum or the Setessan Champion. It's like because now we can start drawing, right? Sanctum Shattered Height lets us pitch a land or a shrine to deal damage to a creature or planeswalker if we want to. But the truth is, I think we're just now that we have our draw engine set up, now we should be able to start chunking through our deck. We don't have an enchantment yet, but I'm sure we can get ourselves into one on a future turn. That playtest kind of feels like it ended in an odd spot, but the truth is, that's the thing with those Enchantress drawbacks, is you really just want to see them, right? You want to see them as soon as you can. Final playtest here, keeping the Leyline and the Sanctum of All 4 mana hand with Chromatic Lantern. So we're just in great shape, basically having access to everything we could need. Sorry, shouldn't have clicked the next turn there, but Seagate turn 1, it's got to come in tapped. I guess Cliffgate in turn 2. We could pick the extra colors here if we want. I'd probably just go green and then maybe like white on that one. 3, I guess we'll play the Reflecting Pool, get the Chromatic Lantern in, just try to, again, ramp ourselves as much as we can forward. I guess we should have probably gone gate first, but we didn't really have anything to do anyway. So here I'm just thinking Go-Shintai into Sanctum of All. And now we're off to the races. That is actually enough mana to then Tranquil Heights, which now we have 5 times, so it's only 1 for 6. So now 6 shrines, right? So now Sanctum of All other shrines go off twice. It doesn't, unfortunately. But now at the start of our turn, I think we go get, I'm thinking our draw shrine, just so we could start, getting through our deck, right? Now really starting to take advantage of. When that comes in, we actually make 2 shrine tokens because of Sanctum of All. And then on our upkeep, it's actually, or on our main, it's going 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would draw 9, and it is a May. We don't have to, but I'll do 1 for 9. Pitch a Hall, I guess. And now we're at where I think we're in a lot better spaces. Play the Gate, comes in untapped, so we're 3, 6, 7. 7 mana. Love the idea of the Shadow of the Second Sun because we would get another Sanctum of All trigger if we wanted it. Freed from the Real would be great if we saw our Sanctum Weaver, but we didn't. Sterling Grove could be fun to just protect our board. That's 2. Still only have 5 mana after that. I guess we could Eidolon of Blossoms draw. Right, so that's 4, and then I've got 3 left for the Sterling Grove draw. Again, just try to hit into as much as I can. I don't have maximum hand size, unfortunately, this time around, so I'm gonna have to pitch a couple. We'll pitch the Mire, pitch the Flooded Grove, we'll pitch the Cairns because we got our gates kind of getting set up right. So going to the next turn, Sanctum goes off. I think I would go get the. This is now the time to go get the Stone Fangs. Put it in. Remember, 2 more shrines because of Go-Shintai. Go to main phase. These both get to go off twice. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is 26 life, the Sturm of the Stone Fangs. Might as well draw 13. And the truth now is they've got to find a way to wipe the whole board. They could wipe the creatures, but the truth is this is still 1, 2, 3, 4 shrines. And I could try my best to find 2 more, non-creature shrines to put in to basically make them have to deal with the enchantments as well. But the truth is, I think this is just a spot where we can find a way to end it, especially with something like Fractured Realm there. For trigger ability of a permanent we go off triggers, it triggers additional time. So we have 7 mana. I mean, the truth is we could just do that. And pass the turn, and if it comes back to us with this board, everybody's plenty dead. But even if they wipe the board, that's still 1, 2, 3, 4 shrines. So this is still doing 8. But remember that this gets to search for something on our upkeep, and that goes off twice. So that's going to make it up to 6, right? And so then Stonefangs would be 12, and that's enough life over 2 turns, right, to just nuke our opponents out. Let me know, what do you think of Go-Shintai? I love Go-Shintai because it's just a Rube Goldberg machine of trying to assemble the right pieces and get these shrines to value and find ways to put them together. But I'd love to know what you think of Go-Shintai, and I'll catch you guys next time.